"Come on, man," said Carlos, and before I could speak, he was climbing the fence. Carlos was a good athlete. He could dunk with either hand. He vaulted the top and landed like a cat on the other side, softly. I was still standing outside the fence. He came up to the fence, and the knight could not hide the thrill in his voice. "Come on, Jamal," he said. "It's easy, man. We're going to find out what it's like to be Jewish." I was always following Carlos. Though we were the same age, he was the leader. He led a charmed life of adventure, and he shared it with me. We never exactly broke the law. We weren't bangers, but we did lead a life of stolen pleasures. The things we did, nobody ever found out about them. Carlos had a way. I climbed the fence around the pool of the Jewish Community Center, just as Carlos knew I would. It was after 1 o'clock at night, and it was still 80 degrees. All day long, for days, we'd see them swimming through the high chain-link fence, hear them splashing and laughing, the members of the Jewish Community Center. And today, the 5th day of a record heat wave, Carlos had whispered to me, "Tonight, man, we're going to find out what it's like to be Jewish." By the time I made it inside, he had kicked off his sneaks and stripped off his shirt. With a quiet whoop, he was in the pool. I peeled off my clothes and followed him. It was so dark it was like jumping off a cliff. The water was incredibly cool. Underwater was like another world, totally black and cool, cool, cool. Far, far away I could see the streetlight, twinkling like a star. I came up for air and then plunged back down, pulling as hard as I could, finding the bottom with my hands and then gliding, feeling the cool water stream all over me. And I thought, this is great. This is wonderful. This is like flying. This is some kind of paradise we found. This is what the Jews must feel. Afraid I might slam into one of the sides, I surfaced and paddled my way along until I felt a cement wall. I held on and called out for Carlos. He didn't answer. I called his name several times, and then I heard someone say, "Who's in there? Is someone in that pool?" I could see a figure at the fence, a shadow backlit by the streetlights. I was afraid and said nothing. The figure remained there for a while, then slowly moved on. I edged around the pool as quietly as I could, looking for Carlos. I made it all the way around and did not find him. My teeth were chattering. It was a hot night, but I was cold and afraid. What could happen to someone like Carlos? I got out of the pool, put on my clothes, and climbed back over the fence. I was afraid for myself, but more afraid for Carlos. I stopped a police car and told the man what had happened. He told me to get in and drove over to the center. He pulled straight up to the fence, his high beams on, and put the spotlight on the water in the pool. He swept the pool from end to end. Stopped when he hit a dark form floating in the deep end. He jumped out of the car and climbed the fence, dove into the water, pulled Carlos out, too late. Much too late. Tried to revive him, but it was much too late. Carlos could do everything, but he wasn't Jewish, and he couldn't swim. Now, puff, blown out like a match. A lot of cops showed up, and some people in charge of the pool. One of them told one of the cops, "It's a shame, but what can we do? We put up signs, we warn them. We tell them they don't belong in here. Some people never listen. What a shame it has to come to this. Carlos, I am lost without you, man."